I was going to start with the longer videos, but I've realized that some of the upcoming videos that I'm going to release are going to be pretty lengthy. They're going to be 1 hour to 2 hours long with a lot of information that initially in those videos there's going to be a lot of slideshows. There's going to be a lot of explanation of the backstory, a very necessary backstory. And so I kind of realized just now that if the first video is going to be an hour long without yet immediate video footage and evidence to show what's going on, then a lot of people may kind of drift off and not want to be vested into what took place. So instead of starting with the lengthier videos, I'm going to start with a few of the intro videos that are much, much shorter to show just a glimpse of the 200 plus gigabytes of security video footage that was collected between January 2022 all the way into April of 2023. This is how long it's been going on. Well, the footage that it's actually gone on much longer, but the footage that I collected once I realized that there was an intent to operate a frame job against me. The beginning of that was January 2022, and it kept on rolling all the way into April of 2023, a year and a half, something like that. So what you're about to see right now is the very early actions. They've already prepped, they've already planned. There's a difference here between prepping and planning and actions. So by January 2022, what you're about to see is early on for me. This is the first time I kind of suspected that they're doing something. But by this time of the video footage that you're about to see, they've already planned everything in what they're going to do. The entire elaborate, sophisticated, everything. So for the people who don't know what a Stingray device is, I'll explain that later on as well. A Stingray device is something that police departments have. It is federally subsidized. The feds partially pay for it, I think, maybe even fully pay for it to police departments. And the feds have the equipment themselves first, and then the police have it second. And what a Stingray device is that it's a system. You can look it up later. It's a system that is mobile. They put it in cars. They put it in whatever they want. And it pretends to be a cell tower to steal, or somewhat harvest, I should say, every cellular device's IMEI ID that it's around. It tricks all the cell phones, and if you have a GPS tracker on your car, it will also pick up the IMEI cellular ID of a GPS tracker that you may have in your car, including the GPS, or I'm sorry, not the GPS, the IMEI ID of your cell phone, whatever cell phone you may have. Every single cell phone has an IMEI identifier. So this is what a Stingray device does. It basically pretends that it's a tower. It gathers every single IMEI ID of every single device in its vicinity, both phones and GPS trackers that you may already have in your car. GPS trackers being things that might be a component of your car security system. So let's begin. Well, actually, before we begin, let me actually explain the necessity in their frame job operation of why they needed to actually care to harvest any IMEI cellular identifier of mine, whether it be my phone or indeed my car's GPS tracker, which my car had one. When I bought the vehicle, it was installed as part of my lease agreement. When I paid off the car, it was just basically running dormant. It was not active until they chose to activate it for me without my knowledge. And why? Here's why. It's right there on the screen. The very early on actions that they took, not planning, they've already planned. This is the first action that they took. They needed to harvest any IMEI ID that is associated to me, whether it's my cell phone or my car's GPS, so they can start getting an understanding of my routines, my driving habits, where I go, when I go grocery shopping, what I do, recreation, go to the park, whatever. They wanted to know for a few months before they did what they did. They wanted to get a full understanding of everything I do whenever I leave the house. Why? It's on the screen. This is just one portion of a much wider system here. Just the getting my IMEI IDs from either my phone or my car's GPS tracker. That was just one component of many other components. This is a very elaborate hoax here that was reliant on so many different things all helping each other. So many different events, so many different abuses of law enforcement gear. And this is just the first one. So let's begin.